The alpha, by definition, is the leader of the pack. In the animal kingdom, he rules over the beta and omega males and mates with every female in his territory. He might also travel into the territories of other alpha males, and upon confrontation, he will show the other male who is more dominant and take over his territory. After the alpha claims the new territory, he will mate with all of the females in the pack. The same is partially true for humans, except the dynamics are quite a bit different. If you're a beta or omega male, you know how quickly an alpha can come in and take your job, girl, or territory. A lot of people don't want to believe that the world works like this, but this is the reality that we live in. The truth is that life is much easier as an alpha, and if you can muster up just a little more courage, you too can become an alpha in any setting. If you look closely enough, you'll see alphas in every area of your life. The alpha is the strong, confident, charismatic, and masculine guy in your close circle of friends. He's the guy that always hooks up with the hottest girls that you come across when you're hanging out together. The alpha is also the guy at your work. He might be the manager or the district manager, or maybe he's not in a leadership role. He could be the guy pulling the biggest numbers on the sales floor and closing the most deals. The problem that holds a lot of guys back is not knowing what the alpha looks like in different parts of life. When among friends, the alpha is constantly reaching for his full potential, and he has ambition to achieve big goals in life. The beta and omega males talk about their goals, but they never take action. The alpha is always moving forward and making progress towards his goals. Among friends, he shows greater emotional strength than everyone else, but he accepts people for who they are and encourages them to be the best they can be. When doing things with friends, the alpha inspires them to be more courageous and encourages them to do the best they can in life. He also understands that you can't please everyone, and he doesn't try to. He makes his friends feel good around him and doesn't show weakness during scary or challenging situations. What about girls? How can you be the alpha around girls? For many guys, this is so important. So many guys have problems meeting girls. Whether it's the 40-year-old guy who still lives in his mom's basement or the 16-year-old guy who's still in school, anyone can become the alpha, but you need to know how he acts around girls. Every day, you see guys who have average or even below average looks hooking up with extremely beautiful girls. You probably also see it on Facebook, Instagram, and other social media sites. When you first see the guy with the girl, you think to yourself, how does that work? Maybe the guy has really big ears or a huge nose, or maybe his facial symmetry is way off. In many cases, the gap in physical attractiveness is so huge that you find it hard to even imagine what such a beautiful girl sees in the guy. What a lot of guys don't realize is that these couples are very common. So how is it that these guys are in a relationship with these beautiful girls? It's because girls need to become attracted to your personality. Any day of the week, a girl will choose a guy with average or even below average looks over a guy who is very physically attractive but has the mental state of a beta or omega male. This is great news for all the guys out there who think they can't get together with beautiful girls. Put simply, if you can display the traits of the alpha around girls, you'll be amazed at how you'll be treated by beautiful girls. The key is knowing how the alpha behaves around girls. When in an environment with attractive girls, the alpha is always his true self, and he is respectful and loving towards others. He always respects girls, but he respects himself a little bit more. Regardless of how tough the circumstances get or how much pressure he's under, the alpha stays confident, relaxed, and calm. He is especially calm when everyone else seems to be panicking. Think James Bond. Cool and confident. When compared to beta and omega males, the alpha makes girls around him feel feminine and comfortable. Every single second that you're alive and breathing, you're giving off clues about your emotional state. The vibe that you put out, which is felt by everyone around you, is a combination of your body language, actions, how you talk, how you behave, and even how you think. If you feel like more of a girl when you're around girls, then that's a good sign that you're not putting out the right vibe. In the presence of girls, the alpha confidently takes the lead and doesn't expect the girl to do it for him. In other words, he doesn't expect the girl to make moves on him, and he doesn't force the girl to give off super obvious signs that she wants him to lead the interaction. If you want to be the alpha around girls, there's an extremely important piece of advice that I'm about to give you. Guys who don't understand this raw truth will have a much harder time around girls and in their relationships with them. What most guys don't realize is that all girls at one point or another will test you. They might do it when you first meet, or they might do it in the middle of your conversation with them, and you must expect that they're going to do this. What's happening is the girl is testing your emotional strength. In other words, she's trying to find out if you're truly an alpha. Different girls will test you in different ways. Some girls will suddenly act cold towards you instead of warm and inviting to see if you give up and walk away with your tail between your legs. Other girls will tease you or challenge you in some way during the conversation, and they do this to test your confidence. It's true that some girls are okay being with shy beta and omega males, but most girls want an alpha, and a true alpha will stay calm and collected when the girl is testing him. You can usually tell when she's testing your confidence because she'll suddenly act uninterested in you, or you'll get the sense that things aren't going quite like you want them to. When around girls, the alpha is the guy who people respect and look up to. He genuinely believes that he deserves the attention of beautiful girls, and since he is the alpha, who is there to challenge him on this belief? The problem with the beta and omega males is that they think girls are too mean to them when the girls are really just testing their confidence. The alpha male understands and accepts the challenge, and after he passes the test, only then can the girl feel comfortable enough to be truly open, loving, and sensitive with him. A huge misunderstanding that guys have about the alpha is believing he is a bad boy or an aggressive beta male. The truth is that there are two types of alphas in the world. The bad boy alpha is someone who hurts others and brings people down. He has many of the raw traits of the good guy alpha, but he fails in all of the most important areas. The bad boy alpha is a jerk to most people, and although he displays many of the traits that attract girls to him, he fails at most everything else, including relationships. In many Hollywood movies, the bad boy alpha is depicted as a drifter because he can't maintain long-term relationships with anyone. The bad boy alpha is manipulative, untrustworthy, violent, selfish, and too aggressive. The good guy alpha has great emotional strength. He is assertive, confident, loving, and helpful. The mistake that most guys make is focusing only on the bad boy alpha and thinking that this is the person they should strive to become. If you want to be the alpha around girls, start improving yourself every day and face your fears. The truth is that many guys go their whole lives as beta or omega males. They might be able to survive long enough to greet death, but they will never thrive in a world that favors the alpha. The betas and omegas of the world will endure a lifetime of rejection, anxiety, nervousness, and in many cases, loneliness. And for what? For some, it's hard to accept, but it's the alpha that society rewards with the most respect, the most money, the most resources, and the most mating opportunities. You can always live the fearful life of the beta or omega male, but if we're just being honest here, where's the fun in that? With that said, leave a comment and let me know the biggest problem that you need to work on to feel more comfortable around girls. And until next time, thanks for watching.